It's always a great night to be at the ballpark here in South Philadelphia, but the Phils have put a little twist on tonight's festivities. They've added to it. It's Star Wars night. Your favorite Star Wars characters and maybe your favorite Star Wars villain are on hand tonight to enjoy a ball game and maybe take a good photo. It's Game 4 between the Phils and the Miami Marlins. Hi, everybody. I'm Tom McCarthy, along with Ben Davis. We get set for tonight's ball game. The Phillies will face a guy in Tom Kohler who they've had trouble with so far this year. Now, he does not seem to have trouble against the Phils, but he does seem to have trouble against everybody else in the National League.
It seems that way. Whatever reason, he has the Phillies number. He's a low 90s guy, so the fastball isn't overpowering, but what he's able to do is the breaking ball. The curveball is very good. The slider is very good. You look at the numbers against the 2 starts versus the Phillies this year, 1.93 ERA. Now, the problem is that he has walked some guys. 7 walks in those 14 innings. The Phillies just haven't been able to capitalize.
Interesting, the last time he faced the Phillies in Miami, which we're going to see the highlights in just a second, there was even talk that he may lose his spot in the rotation, but he was fantastic this day against the Phils.
Sometimes when your back's against the wall, you come out with a little bit extra in your tank, but like I said, the curveball was very good, the slider was good. Mixed in a few changeups, not too many, but he was able to backdoor that thing. He was able to get it down and in on lefties, and also mix in a few fastballs, gets the Phillies looking.
All right, so the Phils will look to solve him tonight, and they're looking for a series split against the Miami Marlins. Maybe they can get a little help from their friends. You imagine if he had a bat? Oh, my goodness. That's right, Chewbacca and everybody else in the house. You doing all right? He's quite large. He's bigger than Ben Davis. We'll get set for the finale of this 4-game series. Buckle up, everybody. It's the Phils and the Marlins on Star Wars night. Jared Eichhoff making his 20th start of the season against Tom Kohler. All right, so the Phils offensively, they've had some decent swings so far in this series. Ryan Howard's going to play again tonight for the Phils. Tommy Joseph has a couple of home runs to speak of. And last night it was Tyler Goodell who went the opposite way that helped the Phils to the victory. We'll get to the lineups at first pitch when we return. Phillies baseball is brought to you by Xfinity. Xfinity X1 will change the way you experience TV. By Toyota. For great summer deals, visit your local Toyota dealer or buy at Toyota.com today. Toyota, let's go places. By Citizens Bank. The next time you have a question about money, don't keep it to yourself. Ask a citizen. By Coca-Cola, the official soft drink of the Phils. And by Independence Blue Cross. Live fearless. Learn more at IBX.com. rules, not only with the coaches of both teams, but also some of the Star Wars characters that have found their way out to the playing field. It's a great festive night honoring great franchise of Star Wars. The fanatic, I guess he gets along with everybody, and he has friendships with everybody. I don't know if I'd give him a lightsaber or not. We had a chance to see Chewbacca a few moments ago. Chewbacca was down with Dan Baker, and Dan was announcing the starting lineups with Chewbacca doing sound effects in the background. Dan wasn't missing a beat, though. Nope. There's Lord Jedi.
Obi Dan Baker.
Dan's wondering, did somebody take the Phillies? Why are they not taking the field at this point? Well, the fans certainly have gotten a kick out of the opportunity to get their photos taken with some of their favorite Star Wars characters. Jared Eichhoff taking the mound for the Phils as we get set to wrap up this 4-game series. As he warms up out on the mound for tonight's ball game, we get a chance to take a look at the Marlins starting lineup for today's game. It's brought to you by Xfinity. Xfinity X1 will change the way you experience TV. Leading it off in right field, Ichiro Suzuki. Then Martin Prado and Christian Yelich. Marcell Ozuna bats cleanup. Derek Dietrich hits 5th. Chris Johnson bats 6th in the bottom third of Mathis, Echeverria, and Kohler. And they will face Phillies right-hander Jared Eichhoff. Eichhoff, who does have a league-leading 10 losses, is 6-10, an ERA of 3.76. Nice bounce-back game his last time out, Ben, to his start in Colorado.
Yeah, the start in Colorado really wasn't good. It was just that one inning that really affected him, but he'll sit about 91 miles an hour. The last start was outstanding as that fastball command continues to improve. The month of July was not kind to him, 5.68 ERA, but that slider's coming along, starting to mix in a few more changeups. We know about the big curveball, but again, fastball command is always important.
Time now for our Nissan keys to today's ball game.
Well, fastball command for Jared Eichhoff. That needs to improve, and I'd like to see him double up on some fastballs inside. If you miss with one spot, go back in there, see if you get a strike in there or a punch out. And offense need to spit on Tom Kohler's curveball until 2 strikes, or if you get a hanger, go ahead and have a good pass at it.
That's a pretty good setup for tonight's ball game. Pete Buchanan hoping for his team to get a split of this 4-game series. They're going to have to deal with Ichiro. He's playing right field tonight for Giancarlo Stanton. Ichiro starts tonight's game with a .341 average, no homers and 12 RBIs, and the first pitch is in there, so we're underway, and the count is no balls and 1 strike. Ichiro has started one other game on this road trip for the Marlins. There was a point where he was playing more, and that's because of the struggles of Giancarlo Stanton, among active leaders in batting average and a whole bunch of other categories. Outside, 2-1. Sometimes he is difficult to face because he is moving in and out of the batter's box all the time, and he's been a pleasant surprise for the Marlins, being able to spell Giancarlo from time to time. 2 balls and 2 strikes to him.
Nice long talk with him today in the clubhouse, in the Marlins clubhouse, and as always, just smiling ear to ear.
Curveball, and he sprays it foul. This is only his 3rd start in July. But from May 21st to June 29th, he started 23 of 34 games, and he hit .352 with 38 hits and a .426 on base percentage. He found the fountain of youth. And he swings through that one, and he is struck out. And he'll just walk away from Cameron Rupp. 1 out here in the first.
And that .426 on base percentage is crazy because the man never walks. He never walks.
Yeah, I think that's a sort of a misconception of Ichiro, is that he does get on base with walks, but he is a swinger. Here's Martin Prado. Prado is 1 for 13 in the series, but the one was a game-winning home run. First pitch is outside. 1 ball and no strikes. One ball and 1 strike. See Prado striking out once every 9 at bats. Curveball. Actually, that was a slider, I guess, at 83.
And a good one.
Ground ball foul, and it remains 1 ball and 2 strikes. Tonight's game is also available in Spanish. Just use the SAP button on your television or change the language through the menu on your cable box. Outside, 2-2. Over to third. That's a fair ball. Franco behind the bag, zips it across in time. And there are 2 outs. Nice, strong, accurate arm for Maikel Franco.
Nice to see Jared getting ahead of the first 2 batters. Not only getting ahead, but putting them away. Not a whole lot of foul balls. Get ahead, stay ahead, put them away.
Christian Yelich has hit in 7 consecutive games. He's also hit in 10 of his last 11. He has 4 hits and 14 ABs in this series. Two and 0. Marlins start play tonight. 4.5 games, actually 4 games out in the National League East. Washington has already lost to the Dodgers 6-3. Ground ball right side. Cesar Hernandez is up with it, and a 15-pitch first inning for Jared Eichhoff. Marlins go down 1-2-3. Nice start for the big right-hander. We'll move to the bottom of the first. It's the Marlins 0. Phillies coming up. Off, which is his normal spot. See if he's able to turn things around offensively. Let's take a look at the rest of the Phillies lineup. It's brought to you by Xfinity. Xfinity X1 will change the way you experience TV. After Herrera, it's Borges and Franco. Then Ryan Howard, Cameron Rupp, and Cody Ashe. In the bottom third of Freddie Galvis at shortstop, Cesar Hernandez at second, and Jared Eichhoff on the mound. And they will face right-hander Tom Koehler. Koehler making his 20th start 6 wins, 8 losses, an ERA of 4.68. Always thought he had good stuff, Ben. As you mentioned during the open, his breaking ball is his key pitch. But you can make him throw some pitches. I mean, that's a key against Tom Kohler.
Yes, you can. 52 walks in 100 innings. My math's not too good, but that's 50% or so, Tom. Tom Kohler, average fastball at 92. He will bump it up to about 94, 95. Change the big overhand curveball, 12-6 curveball, which you don't see a lot of anymore. Tight little slider, but career versus the Phillies 2-4, but this year 0-1 with a 1.93.
He has only gone 4 innings in each of his last 2 starts. In his last 5 starts, he's 0-2 with an ERA of 7.36. Let's see if the Phillies can get to him. And Odubel Herrera swings at the first pitch. That one's carrying back toward left. Yelich backpedaling. Man, that ball took off. And 1 pitch, 1 away here in the first. Well, the current conditions here at Citizens Bank Park, 85 degrees and partly cloudy. Very little breeze, but that ball still carried.
It sure did. A better swing by Odubel, but still another ball in the air.
Here's Peter Borges. Borges is average at 264 with 4 home runs and 20 runs batted in. He is 3 for 13 with a sacrifice fly in the series so far. Swing and a miss, 0-2. Well, it is Star Wars night, so the Phillies will be dressed in, I don't know if it's their favorite character, but some Star Wars characters.
It was Rudolph last night.
He looks much warmer tonight.
He does.
Try to check his swing. Did he go? No. Tonight's Lucky McDonald's Phillies home run jackpot contestant is Robert French of Warminster. Phillies hit a home run in today's ball game. Then Bob will win $100. Stop by McDonald's today and enjoy the new McPick 2 for $2.50 menu. I'm loving it.
Good luck, Robert.
Fly ball, shallow right. Suzuki comes running in. He calls off Dietrich, and there are 2 outs. And Michael Franco is due up. Franco batting .258 with 18 home runs. Just a couple hits in this series. Whatever he was doing before the All-Star break, he's kind of cooled off a little bit. Just 3 for 25 on this homestand. And he takes a breaking ball, 0-1. Billy D. Williams would be proud that Michael Franco is playing the role of Lando Calrissian. Over to third and backhanded by Prado. Well, this is going to be a rather easy inning for Kohler. Just 8 pitches and the Phillies go down 1-2-3. We'll move to the second here in Philadelphia. No score between the Phils and the Marlins. Beginning Tuesday, August 2nd for a 3-game series. It wraps up on Thursday the 4th, the 105 Citizens Bank Business Person Special, and a Pride of the Phillies print featuring Ryan Howard and Carlos Ruiz will be given out to all fans that day. Tickets can be purchased right now by going to Phillies.com. Jabba the Hutt has arrived, Ben. I don't think that's actually Jabba the Hutt. Moving too quickly. Here's Marcell Ozuna, and he rips the first pitch to left field, but right at Cody Ashe, knocked it down, and Ozuna will be aboard. That'll be Cody Ashe's first error of the year. That was just one of those line drives that sometimes outfielders just misjudge.
That ball was cooked out to left field, but definitely a ball that should be caught. Ball just, I think Cody thought this ball was going to come down. It just kept staying in the air. Good backspin. That ball was smoked, but again, play that needs to be made.
Derek Dietrich is now the hitter. Dietrich is 1 for 21 on this road trip, 2 for 22 on this road trip. As he picks up his first hit of this series, he's now 1 for 12. And the Marlins have 2 on with nobody out, and that'll bring Chris Johnson up. Murph, you got an update on an injured Phillies player?
I do indeed. The news of the day: Aaron Altair is being his rehab assignment is being reassigned to Reading. He is playing there tonight for the Fightins, and we've been watching, obviously, Aaron Altair's progress because, you know, he was expected to be a pretty big part of this big league team this year. Got injured in spring training when he finally started swinging the bat in the Gulf Coast League, and then with the Clearwater Threshers, 8 games, 375, 9 for 24. He had 4 RBIs and a home run in that rehab, so they thought ready for Reading. They sent him there. He'll start playing there today, and Phillies general manager Matt Klentak said today that the plan is, as soon as Aaron feels as though he is ready to go, he's had about 30 plate appearances so far in his rehab assignment, that they do expect that he will come to Philadelphia. They don't have any plans on putting him down in the minor leagues. They would like him to be here in Philadelphia and play out the rest of the season. It was an injury. They weren't sure, guys, whether or not he was going to be able to play again this year, but it certainly appears that he'll be back at some point in the big leagues, and maybe sooner rather than later. So that's certainly good news for Aaron Altair as he continues his rehab assignment down there in Reading, guys.
Absolutely. And we'll keep an eye on it and just see how he's playing, where he's playing. Maikel Franco might be able to turn 2 here, and he is able to turn 2. 5-4-3.
Pitcher's best friend.
That ball really ate up Maikel Franco. I don't know if it hit him in the groin or if it hit him in the belly.
Well, he always worked from the ground up. I think the first would be accurate, Tom. Work from the ground up, able to secure that ball and start that 5-4-3 double play. It was a painful one for Maikel.
Sure was. Well, now with the runner at third, Jeff Mathis is the batter. Mathis hitting .203 this year, a little higher than usual. With a home run and 7 runs batted in. Good spot by Eichhoff on that fastball.
Yeah, Mathis just a 194 career batting average. But very good defensively, can spell Real Muto from time to time.
And a fastball right down the chute, strike 3 called. So Eichhoff is able to work around the leadoff error off the glove of Cody Ashe. Nice double play started by Maikel Franco. We'll be back after this. when he came back to the dugout. Tomorrow on PST, the rumors surrounding the Sixers' Jahlil Okafor just won't quit. Beat writer Bob Cooney drops by to discuss. Plus, the Eagles' Dave Spadaro helps us get ready for camp. Watch Philly Sports Talk tomorrow at 5 right here on CSN. Last of the second. Tom Kohler warming up on the mound. He was waiting for his catcher. Ben, can you do that?
No.
With all the product you have in your hair, you're not able to stabilize a bin like that? I'm surprised by that.
That is some talent. Outstanding. I'd like to see her do that with a tub of bottled water.
Well, Tom Kohler's ready to go. So is Ryan Howard. And Howard hits the first pitch on one hop into shallow right. Dietrich makes a nice play, and then it's dug out by Chris Johnson. So a quick out. Well, the first batter of the game was retired on one pitch, and Ryan Howard retired on one pitch. 4-3 on the putout, second to first.
That's 4 outs now on just 9 pitches for Kohler. Ryan hits it right on the button. Unfortunately, right into that shift.
Well, Cameron Rupp will now be the batter.
Cameron will have to take one.
And he does. Try to check his swing, but he went around on that one. And it's no balls and 2 strikes to Rupp. Two and 2 to Cameron. Cameron overall hitting .278 with 9 home runs and 26 runs batted in. He has only 2 hits in 14 at bats on this homestand. And he rips that one, knocked down by Echeverria, who throws high to first, and Johnson, they say, was on the bag. I believe they'll review that one. I didn't think he came down on the bag with a naked eye. I could be wrong. Dan Bellino was right on it, the first base umpire.
If any part of his foot hit the bag, it would have been his heel, his right heel.
Well, Dan was looking right down on it, so he must have had a view that showed that he hit it. Well, Johnson does a nice job going up and getting this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does look like he got the bag.
Yeah.
It turns out to be a strong play by Echeverria.
I mean, the ball's hit so hard, Echeverria doesn't realize that he has maybe a little bit more time than that.
So Cody Ashe is now the hitter. Give credit to Echeverria for staying with it, but really Johnson, he was the guy that made that play. Dan Bellino is at first base. Adam Hammery is the home plate umpire. Dan Bellino, and then Tom Hallion at second. Laz Diaz at third. Cody fouls it away. It's 1-1. On the Toyota Major League scoreboard, an update of what's going on, or what went on in D.C. It's the Dodgers 6 and the Nationals 3. Strasburg loses for the first time. Justin Turner hit a home run against him early on. In fact, he had 2 home runs overall. Ends his streak of winning decisions at 16. Well, I guess it had to end eventually.
At some point.
That pitch is low, 2-2.
There you see that 95-mile-an-hour fastball. We discussed Tom Kohler will sit at 92, 90 to 92, but has the ability to get up in the mid-90s.
Ground ball foul, and it remains 2 balls and 2 strikes. Popped up out in the shallow left field. Echeverria going out, and he makes the catch. So the side is retired. So Kohler works another 1-2-3 inning. The only thing that's going quickly tonight is this game, and those guys right there trying to win a race. It is Friday. Brought to you by Dominion National, providing innovative high-value dental and vision benefits to area employers and individuals. Visit DominionNational.com. Actually, tomorrow is Friday. I keep thinking that today is the start of the weekend. I have no idea why.
Why is that, Tom?
I have no idea.
One of those weeks, huh?
I think it's one of those weeks. Adeiny Echeverria will lead things off here at the top of the third. And he takes high. It's 1 ball and no strikes. Echeverria hitting .243 with 3 home runs and 27 runs batted in. He is 2 for 8 in this series, and he takes on the outside corner. He did not start last night's ball game. That one's lined to right at Borges. I thought that might take off just like the Marcelo Ozuna's took off. So one away here in the top of the third, and Tom Kohler will be the hitter. Eichhoff was on the MLB Network the other day, and we were talking about this the last time he faced the Marlins, that he is from the same hometown as Don Mattingly.
Yes.
Evansville, Indiana. And the guys were interviewing him on MLB Network, and Donnie Baseball was catching balls at first base right over his shoulder, and they told Jared that he was behind him, and he was like creeping a look as Kohler hits it foul down the right field line and out of play. It's 0-2. But Jared has spoken to Don Mattingly before. It's not a big baseball area, so Don Mattingly is a hero to baseball players in Evansville.
Yeah. I went into his office today and talked to Donnie for about 15 minutes, and first thing he said was, "What a nice young man." I said, "What a nice curveball."
Yeah, Jared was hoping to get a chance to talk with him at some point.
A couple baseballs signed by him today.
You did?
I did.
Curveball, there it is. Strike 3 called, so 2 outs. Did you sign some baseballs for him?
No, the request wasn't put in.
It wasn't reciprocated? Well, here is Ichiro, and the guy on deck, Martin Prado, had some nice things to say about Ichiro in our Geico quote of the day. So the other players see what he does to prepare. I will be able to tell my kids that I played with a guy that has such a routine, has always done the same thing. People don't understand. It's so hard to maintain yourself in the same rhythm, and he does. He does every day.
What do you think he did over the All-Star break?
He went to the Grand Canyon.
No.
Oh.
He went to the ballpark every day to work out,
Oh,
and
did he?
hit. All 4 days.
Does that surprise you?
Not at all.
Yeah, he does eat, sleep, and drink it, at least at this point in his life. Curveball up high, and it's 2-1. I know everybody, Murph, is talking about Ichiro and all the hits that he has amassed during his professional career. Pete Rose said, "Listen, I'm still the hit king," but he is impressed with what Ichiro has done.
Yeah, and you know what? And Ichiro, if you ask him, and folks have asked him, he says the exact same thing. He says, "No, what I have done does not compare to what Pete Rose has done." As he beats that one out, that'll be another base hit for Ichiro. Nice play though by Freddie Galvis, but he's the first one to tell you that no, he doesn't compare his numbers because they're not the same. A lot of his hits did come playing professionally in Japan, but if you do compare the two, look how evenly they do. In played 24 seasons, Pete Rose, 16 for Ichiro. Both had 10 200-plus hit seasons. Both had 7 times that they lead the major league in hits. Both Rookie of the Year, both MVP. So, and there you see it, 262 hits in 1 year for Ichiro, 230 for Pete Rose, so 32 more hits in 1 season as the personal best for the two of them. So you certainly can compare the two. You can't put the numbers together and say that he's got more than Pete Rose. I would agree with that. But when you look at just the numbers and breaking them down and put them next to each other, these guys certainly do compare to one another.
I thought it was interesting, the debate about it. I mean, I don't think anybody believes that he is the all-time hit leader, no. Ichiro, that Pete Rose is. But, you know, people were talking about it. Then Ichiro finally said, "I'm not." And that sort of ended the discussion. But those notes that Murph popped up there, I mean, it does lead you to wonder, well, what if he did play his entire career in the major leagues? But some people say that playing in Japan for the amount of time that he did helped prepare him to play in the big leagues. That he may not have been in the majors as early.
Right.
Well, I wouldn't have bet against him, I can tell you that.
Think about all the hits he would have had too playing on the fields that Pete played on. Ichiro always played on grass.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Pete always played on the turf in Cincinnati, Philly, Montreal. Not taking anything away from the hit king, believe me.
Better not if he sees you. Ooh, not going to be happy with Ben Davis. 1 ball and 1 strike to Prado. In the dirt, 2-1. Well, that base hit leaves Ichiro 5 away.
Yes.
From 3,000. A number that he should reach some point very soon.
I saw Barry Bonds asking for the ball. I guess maybe the last 10.
I would think so.
Yeah.
Outside, 3-1. Over to third, Michael Franco stays down on it. That was a tough hop. And that'll wrap things up for the Marlins here in the top of the third. Ichiro gets hit number 2,995, but it doesn't harm Jared Eickhoff as we go to the bottom of the third. Dealers. Hurry to your local Del Val Honda dealer. Visit DelValHondaDealers.com. Buy Jefferson. Call 800-JEFF now. Or visit Jefferson.edu. And buy Yellowwood. Brand pressure treated pine. If it doesn't have this yellow tag, you don't want it. Here at Citizens Bank Park on this Thursday night. I think we got that straight now. Phillies and the Marlins are scoreless as we hit the home third. Freddie Galvis will lead it off. Freddie 3 for 10 in this series with a walk, 4 for 18 on the homestand. Kohler has not allowed a base runner so far. To the right side, Dietrich charges, throws him out. 7 up, 7 down for the Phillies so far. Time now for the Jeep Stuff the Fans trivia quiz. Log on to Phillies.com. Go to the fans section for all the information. Please submit your answer on the subject line. All right, Ben, here's the question. Who was the first player to go from the expansion draft to the World Series with the same team? The expansion draft to the World Series with the same team. The answer will be revealed in a little bit. First pitch to Hernandez is taken up and in, 1-0.
Infielder?
At times. How helpful was that? to the right side. Big hop for Chris Johnson. Boy, Kohler is making it look easy so
Sure
far.
is.
That's not his MO either.
And it's not like the Phillies are chasing out of the strike zone either. I mean, he's just down in the zone. They keep beating it into the ground.
Oh, if the pattern holds, that means that Jared Eichhoff's going to get a base hit here. That's what happened the other day against Jacob deGrom.
It's 5 ground ball outs already.
That one's whacked to third, picked on the backhand by Prado. He takes a hop, skip, and a jump before he throws over. That's an 8-pitch inning for Tom Kohler. 1, 2, 3 go the Phils. Still quiet offensively here tonight. Guess you could say the same for both teams. Business printing, made from 100% sustainable pulp and high quality fibers that allow for a smooth surface and no jam copying and printing. Order by 11:30 and get same day delivery from who but WB Mason. Time now for our Lowe's home field advantage, and the pitching staff over the current homestand for the Phillies. 1-2 actually during this 3-game series against the Marlins. 1-2 with a 2.54 ERA, 39 innings, 27 hits, 28 strikeouts during the 39 innings. That's pretty darn good. You know, they faced Jacob deGrom on Sunday. That was a tough one, but the first 3 games of this series, they've been pitching pretty good.
They have been. It's good to see. First of all, it's nice to see Aaron Nola get back on track. He was just absolutely stellar. And then Jeremy Hellickson last night. Vince Velasquez pitched as well. He was outstanding. But Jeremy Hellickson last evening was just really, really on top of his game. That changeup was as good as we've seen it this season.
Jeremy Hellickson, 2016, 259 swings against the changeup, 142 misses. 55% of the swings have been misses against the changeup. That's getting the job done.
That's drastic. I mean, it's just absolutely drastic. And last night was July 20th. Still have 3 months to go. 2.5 months to go.
Christian Yelich will lead it off. He's 0 for 1 tonight. And the first pitch inside. 1-0. Fly ball left field. That's well hit. Going back on it is Ashley and Herrera, and it is gone. An opposite field home run for Christian Yelich. It's his 9th of the year. And the Marlins take a 1-0 lead.
We saw Odubel lead off the Phillies bottom first with a little fly ball that he just flicked to the wall in left field. But Christian Yelich goes down and gets this one. That's a nice piece of hitting, but the drive and backspin that he created here It's a good piece of hitting. He uses his lower half, good strong lower half, good high finish, which creates that backspin. No doubter.
So Yelich has extended his hitting streak to 8 games, and Marcell Ozuna, who reached on an error his first time up, will be the batter. Hits it the opposite way. Borges going back. It's over his head, and it's off the scoreboard. Borges plays it cleanly. His throw to second is not in time. And Marcell Ozuna has his 14th double of the year. Huh.
That ball was laced. Not a particularly bad pitch. But Ozuna just goes down and plays Pepper off the wall.
Off the glove of Cameron Rupp, and it's bobbled. So that allows Ozuna to get the third easily. So a wild pitch.
A changeup that just got away there, I think, from Jared Eichhoff.
I think if Cam had fielded that ball cleanly with his bare head, he might have had a play at Ozuna at third. Phillies play the infield back with a runner at third. And Dietrich gets hit by a pitch. Dietrich does not seem all that pleased about it, but he did not make a whole lot of effort to get out of the way of it. So runners on first and third. Chris Johnson is the batter.
Yeah, if you're not going to move, you can't really react that way, can you? Where you just need to, if Ozuna scores, so be it. There's nobody out, man on third. In all likelihood, he will score or should score. But if you can eliminate it, just keep it to the 2 runs. Eliminate the damage.
Johnson hit it to that double play his last time up. A line drive over the head of Franco into left field. 1 run is in. Dietrich is being held at third. An RBI double for Chris Johnson. And now it's 2-0 Marlins. Boy, they are taking some swings against Jared Eichhoff in this inning.
Yes, they are.
What do you think has changed?
The pitch to Yelich wasn't particularly bad. I mean, it was down, but it was a little more towards the middle. The pitch on Ozuna wasn't that bad. It's just a good piece of hitting. As Bob McClure makes his way to the mound. Get out there with just about 18 seconds to go on the clock. But this ball is...
Yeah, that was spinning right into the strike zone.
You know. And Johnson has swung the bat well in a couple games that he's played here. A couple hits last night, including that home run.
Mathis takes high, and it's 1-0. Second base. And they'll get it out, but another run will score. And now the Marlins are on top 3-0. 4-3 on the putout. Are you a little surprised they didn't have the infield in there?
Yeah, I mean, you're going to see the infield come in now with the 1 out.
I guess the theory is if you bring the infield in and they shoot a ball past the infield, then 2 score instead of 1.
Yep.
But now you have a runner at third. 3 runs are in already.
Like even that ball there was hit pretty sharply, you know, but even if the infield's in, depending on where they have the infielders positioned, if that ball sneaks up the middle and it's 4-0, man on first, nobody out still. So
in the dirt, and it's 1-1. Fly ball to right center field. That's well hit. Borges going back. It's over his head, off the base of the wall. A run will score, and Echeverria will get to second with an RBI double. And just like that, it's 4-0 Marlins on top.
talk about using the whole field. It's exactly what this ball club is doing.
Boy, they are squaring it up right now.
They sure are. Even the ball Ozuna hit in the second inning, which Cody actually had the error on, was hit sharply. Echeverria hit a bullet to Peter Borges in the third inning, and then he goes to right field again. I mean, that is not bad location. That is down. Yelch's home run, opposite field.
Right.
I mean, that's good hitting.
Kohler struck out looking his first time up, so he's 0 for 1. Yelich got the ball rolling with his opposite field home run, his 9th, which tied his career high. Curveball. At a strike 3 at the belt. There are 2 outs. Second time that he's gotten Kohler looking. And that'll bring Ichiro to the plate. Ichiro last time up reached on an infield hit. Almost an outstanding play by Freddie Galvis at shortstop. So he's 1 for 2, 2,995 hits for Ichiro. .308 batting average with 2 outs and runners in scoring position for his career. Joe Mauer, a ridiculously good .326 average. Outside, 1-1. It's a 20 pitch inning. Overall, he's at 60 pitches.
Just doesn't seem to be very crisp coming out of his hand this evening. He's not getting that finish on it. Also has a different pace out there this evening.
I would agree with that.
And that's noticeable.
And now Cameron Rupp is out to talk to Jared Eichhoff. Fly ball left field. Going back on it is Ashe. Again, this one carries out to the warning track. But the Marlins do score 4 in the inning. They leave Echeverria in scoring position. We'll head to the bottom of the 4th. It's 4-zip Miami. Visit buyatoyota.com to find your route for today. Toyota, let's go places. Let's go Phils. We go to the bottom of the 4th inning. The Phillies are down 4-0 and they are without a hit so far. See if they can change that. Bob McClure, Jared Eichhoff, and Cameron Rupp have been doing some chatting in the dugout over the last few moments, as you can imagine.
It's just hard to explain. Like we can see it going on. Like we can see the curveball. It doesn't have that sharpness to it. Sliders kind of there.
Well, the other part of the storyline is that the Phillies have gone through the order once without a hit or a base runner. So as we go to the bottom of the 4th, Odubel Herrera flied out to left his first time up. He takes outside. 1 ball and no strikes.
Just 29 pitches thus far.
Odubel flails and hits it foul over the tarp, and it's 1-1.
Odubel what?
Flails.
Yeah, on a 1-0 pitch. Why that swing on a 1-0 pitch? You know, you just got 4 runs put on you in the last inning. It's a 1-0 count. Unless he grooves one for you, you might want to lay back on that one. And that's not the swing you wanted, a 1-0 pitch.
To the right side, Kohler does a nice job, and Odubel dances into the grass on the infield and was not called out until the flip to first. So what a way. Follow Phillies baseball live with the MLB.com at-bat app. Stay up to the moment at any moment with live game video highlights, StatCast, news, and more. Download MLB.com at-bat, the #1 app for live baseball on your phone and tablet.
Would you agree with that?
I would.
I mean, that's
I thought
not
you were yelling at me.
I was not yelling at you. I would never do that. But why would you take that 1-0 swing?
No, I agree.
After you just got 4 runs put up on you. Your pitcher threw a lot of pitches that inning. If he grooves one, if you're looking on a pitch, a fastball middle in down, and he puts it in that exact spot, go ahead and take a good aggressive path at it, but not that 1-0 flail, as you said. I'm done.
Peter Borges pops it up. Chris Johnson, the first baseman, is over and out of room. Ball kangaroos into the crowd.
Can't yell at you. Can't send you off to Pittsburgh mad at me.
I do concur, though, with you on that one. Foul tip, and it's 1-2. Ground ball knocked down by Prado, bobbled by Prado. Ball hit the lip of the grass just like Franco's earlier.
Yeah, second time we've seen that this evening.
Phillies are still without a hit, though, because that will be an E5.
1, 2. That's the one that gets you. Prado just goes into panic mode. Boy, does that stay down. And he knows Borges can run. That's the other thing. He panics because he knows about the wheels of Peter Borges. And he just cannot get a handle on it.
Outside, 1-0. Popped up. Prado into foul territory. And Peter Borges stays over at first.
Even if the Phillies can find a way to answer back with just one run. You know, going into this inning, they had 6 more goes at it offensively. It's not an insurmountable lead.
Howard fouls it over the screen. Ryan Howard is one away from Chipper Jones for the all-time lead in home runs against the Marlins. Ryan is 5 for 23 lifetime against Kohler, counting his ground ball tonight. Hits this one the opposite way. That's well hit. Going back is Yelich. It is gone. Opposite field home run for Howard. And the Phillies are on the board, not only with the run, but their first hit of the night. It's a 4-2 ball game.
I said even if the Phillies can answer back with one, I'll take two for sure. Peace. That ball's flying to left field tonight.
It is flying to left field. 371 career home runs for Ryan Howard.
Pretty swing there on number 6. You stay on pitches, you hit through pitches, and you take advantage of pitchers' mistakes. Lefties down and in, up and away all day long. That pitch up and away enables you to create backspin, drive it out of the ballpark.
Robert French of Warminster, you've just won $100 thanks to Ryan Howard and the McDonald's home run jackpots.
Way to go, Robert.
Well, maybe this will loosen things up a little bit, and the Phil's getting some runs.
And that 70% shutdown inning for Tom Kohler will go down a bit. I'm surprised the league average was at 72%. Doesn't seem low.
It does seem low.
Seems very low.
Oof. Over toward the hole, back-ended by Echeverria. And once again, Cameron Rupp is retired, 6-3. But the Phillies cut the lead in half with a 2-run home run by Ryan Howard. So many times during the course of his career as a Philly, he has gone the opposite way with his home runs. This was a liner. Hit it into the seats in left field, brought home Peter Borges. First hit of the night. It's 4-2. Marlins on top of the Phillies. To go the opposite way, a 2-run home run. It's nice to see the Phils hitting the long ball here over the last several weeks. Let's take a look at Ryan Howard frozen.
It's just a pretty swing, but the key for me is that back elbow right there, and on the side view you can really see it right there. I always describe that as staying connected. That is just an outstanding, powerful position. You get that elbow, that back elbow out and around the ball, you're going to hook it all day long. You stay in that position, that is power.
So I get a miss, and it's 0-2. one is hit foul behind home plate, lost the bat, and it remains 0-2.
How can you lose a bat with that much pine tar on it?
No.
So he uses the motor stick on the handle and then the pine tar rag up above the handle for I don't know.
Outside, 1-2. Toward the hole, and Galvis can't get it. Friday, August 12th, when the Phillies take on the Colorado Rockies. It is Toyota Wall of Fame night here at Citizens Bank Park. All fans coming to the ballpark will receive the commemorative print, compliments of Toyota, the print of Jim Thome, who's inducted into the Wall of Fame that night. Get your tickets now by going to Phillies.com. Here's Christian Yelich, who homered his last time up, and he takes low. It's 1-0. That one's hit sharply back through the middle, of base hit. Cesar didn't even react. That ball was hit so hard. And Prado goes to third. Well, I would think they're going to have to get somebody up in the bullpen because they are not missing too many of these pitches from Jared Eickhoff, unfortunately.
Yeah, they are squaring them up right now.
Here's Marcelo Zuna. He went around, and it's 0-1. And 2. Good curveball.
Yeah, that was a good one there.
Left his hand good. It had good rotation on it.
That's how he gets out over top of this pitch. Right there. Boom. An aggressive finish.
That one gets by Cameron Rupp, and a run will score. Well, that was a slider, and it turns out to be a wild pitch.
He swung at a first pitch curveball in the dirt, then took one for a strike, and then he goes slider. He just yanks it, and he really yanked it. The pitch.
Well, Ozuna's down swinging. And Derek Dietrich is now coming up. Fouls it away, and it's 0-1.
We hope the Phillies can answer back again in some fashion, because we've seen what this Marlins bullpen can do. And they're going to have to do it against, Kohler. Hopefully they can get a couple more against Kohler next couple innings.
Yeah, but you're right. They're only a couple innings away from getting into that bullpen.
Exactly. I'm not saying you can't score runs against a bullpen. Obviously can, but I think it's a bit tougher than Tom Kohler.
For a ball, and it's 0-2. The Jawas are always fighting internally. Ben, you got to break that up.
Fight nicely. That's what I always tell my kids.
Ground ball toward the hole, cut off by Galvis, throws wide of third, and coming home is Yelich. A run is in. Dietrich to second. 6-2. Marlins on top. No, that wasn't a good decision by Freddie Galvis. He tried to make a lot happen in a very small window. He wasn't going to get the runner going to third. So it's a single and then an E6 to allow the runner to score and Dietrich to go to second base.
Yeah, it's just trying to do a little too much.
Absolutely.
Your pitcher's struggling a little bit. I want to see if you can help bail him out in some way, shape, or form. And yeah, there's just no window there to thread the needle.
Chris Johnson has an RBI today on a double. He's also hit into a double play. Well, this has not turned out to be the kind of game the Phillies had hoped for, with 6 runs scoring on 9 hits by the Marlins already and 2 Phillies errors. That's a bloop down the right field line. It'll slice foul and take a bounce over toward the railing. It's a quiet night around the world of baseball. There's only a handful of games. 2 of those games have already gone final. We told you the Dodgers and the Nationals game has gone final. Orioles defeated the Yankees earlier. CC Sabathia lost. Johnson goes down looking. Second out of the inning. And here's Jeff Mathis. 1-2. A couple good sliders to Mathis.
Yeah. It's even that pitch right there, that curveball. You have a 1-2 count. You have a hitter in Mathis who's hitting 197. You know, that's the put away pitch right there that he was doing the first couple innings. And he hangs it.
Yeah, last night Jeremy Hellickson, it was a clinic on how to pitch this team. It's everything down, and he was working that changeup on the inner half and the outer half of the plate. 8 strikeouts for Hellickson last night. And a breaking ball outside. Fly ball, shallow right field. Peter Borges. He has it lined up, and the inning is over. But there is some damage that the Phillies have to overcome. 2-run score. Might give you a chance to sit back, maybe have a cool beverage. Still got some offense to get to if you're the Phils. Minor league reports. And Gulf Coast Phillies defeated the Gulf Coast Pirates 8-3. Mickey Moniak 2 for 5 with an RBI. He's hitting .324. Jalin Ortiz, boy, he has a home run in back-to-back games. He's really swinging a good bat. Edwin Rodriguez 2 for 3, a home run and 2 RBIs. They're 17-7, second in the Northwest Division. Mickey Moniak was the topic earlier today. Matt Klentak talked about some of the minor leaguers. Yes, it is Star Wars night. Don't be afraid. You get your photo even with the biggest villain from Star Wars. As long as you have the Fanatic with you, it'll help the cause.
He'll keep you safe.
That's right. Murph, there's been a lot of talk about, you know, guys moving, whether it be up a level, up to the major leagues. Matt Klentak kind of addressed some of that stuff today.
He did. The Phillies general manager talked with the assembled media before the game, and it was fun because, you know, he started off by saying he's so excited about looking at what the minor league guys are doing collectively. You know, if you look at all the teams, you put them together, you put their winning percentage together. Right now, the Phillies have the second best winning percentage in all of minor league baseball when you add up the teams. Now, there's still about a month and a half left to play down there, but certainly it says a lot about what they've been able to do with the minor league system, the talent that is down there. And as you mentioned, he talked about a bunch of different guys and about moving up and where guys were going to end up at the end of the season, September call-ups. But the bottom line, the message was they have a lot of decisions to make. They're very comfortable where the guys are right now, whether they be in AAA or AA. But, you know, it's a good problem to have. If trades are made and the deadline coming up, he said there's been lots of conversations about lots of different guys on the major league level. He said it gives them the flexibility to make a move because he knows they have guys down in the minor league system that are ready to come up here and play at the big leagues and guys to fill in the back end down in the minor league system to replace those guys. So it's certainly a good problem to have. And listening to Matt Klentak today, you couldn't help but be excited about the future of the Phils.
Yeah, I would agree with that. And just looking at some of the numbers, you can't help to be excited about the future of the Phillies. Cody Ashley strikes out to start the 5th inning. Tom Kohler still has allowed just the 1 hit, the home run to Ryan Howard. That's it.
Ryan was up in that situation because of the error by Martin Prado. Otherwise, they would have gotten through that inning 1-2-3.
Swing and a miss, and it's 0-1. Oh, and 2. It's back-to-back strikeouts for Tom Kohler. Freddie just couldn't hold up on that pitch out of the strike zone.
There's that curveball. It's a big overhand. It's hard. He throws it very hard. 12-6 curveball. That's why it was one of my keys, offensive keys. Don't swing at it until you get 2 strikes, or if he hangs one. Now, last inning he hung one to Cameron Rupp earlier in the count. He grounded out to shortstop, but it was still a good one to hit.
His splits are solid tonight. This is only his 54th pitch with 2 outs in the 5th inning. Popped up, shallow center field. Echeverria, the shortstop, is under it. And the side is retired. That's a 12-pitch inning for Tom Kohler. Phillies go down 1-2-3. We'll move to the 6th, and it's 6-2. Marlins on top. week is coming off a record-tying first half of the season. Genmar reached the All-Star break with 24 saves, tying Steve Bedrosian and Jose Mesa for the Phillies club record. Gomez became the first Philly in history to convert 16 or more saves in the team's first 41 games. He finished the first half with a 2.59 ERA and converted 24 of 26 save opportunities. He's closing games. He's doing it with efficiency. And it's brought to you by Independence Blue Cross. Live fearless. Well, watch out, Ben. We got some stormtroopers on the field. Doesn't matter, though. The Fanatic will take care of it. Shooting off some hot dogs. It's a pretty good way to neutralize the enemy. Fire off some Hatfield Franks.
Neutralize the enemy.
That's right. Well, Jared Eichhoff's night is done. David Hernandez is going to take over for the Phillies. Or excuse me, Andrew Bailey. Andrew Bailey will take over. Hernandez had been warming up. I think he threw a curve to everybody up here in the press box when it was announced. Andres Blanco takes over at second base. Echeverria takes a strike. It's 1-1. Hit sharply past Maikel Franco into left field. And a base hit for Echeverria. He's now 2 for 3. Yeah, that'll bring Kohler up to try to bunt his teammate over. Even though they have a 4-run lead, they're probably thinking, let's see if we can add on. Kohler is 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. Kohler takes upstairs. It's 1-0.
I always try and look for positives and things, and I guess the one positive you can take away is the fact that Jared Eichhoff, despite not having his best stuff, still ended up with 6 strikeouts in 5 innings. You know, it's at times it was good. And he'll be the first one to tell you that he wasn't as sharp as he would have liked to have been.
No, and your point of Ozuna's line drive that was dropped by Cody out in left field, that was hit pretty hard too. That was kind of an indication. Even the double play that Chris Johnson hit into, that ball was hit hard right at Maikel Franco. 1 ball and 1 strike to Kohler. And a toss over to first.
They're trying to get Andrew Bailey's times down. When I say time, I mean the time it takes for him to lift his leg. By the time the ball gets to Cameron Rupp's mitt, he's been up in like 1/6 area, which is really easy for a base runner to steal a base on.
Sacrifice is successful for Kohler. Putout goes 1-4. Only the second sacrifice of the year for Tom Kohler. If you're 30 years old or older, here's your chance of a lifetime. 5 days, 4 nights from January 18th through the 22nd of next year in Clearwater, Florida. It's Phillies Fantasy Camp. You get a chance to play a little baseball with the commish, Mickey Morandini, Greg Luzinski, Mike Lieberthal. Go to Phillies.com or call 610-520-3400 for more information. Ichiro is batting. He's 1 for 3. Jared Eichhoff tonight, 5 innings, 9 hits, 6 runs, 5 earned. As Ben said, 6 strikeouts tonight. At the knees, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike.
Good numbers against Bailey.
You talked about the time to the plate for Bailey. You know, for a few years, he was a very good closer in the American League. And sometimes closers don't worry about what their time is to the plate because they're just getting it and going.
Yeah.
And we saw that with Brad Lidge. Even Jonathan Papelbon, who was an excellent athlete and did try to keep runners close. He was not fast to the plate. A tapper back over the middle, saves, or excuse me, Blanco surrounds it, throws low, dug out by Howard. Nice play by Ryan Howard to rob Ichiro. 4-3 on the putout, over to third base goes Echeverria. Well, we just saw our Hyundai defensive play of the game. Blanco getting to it quickly and throwing the one hopper.
Nice play there by Ryan to pick that ball. It's your Hyundai defensive play of the game, brought to you by your local Hyundai dealers.
Prado pops it up foul. Cameron Rupp off with the mass, hustling toward the dugout and out of room. Looks like there's an open seat for somebody there.
Has Zubels come back?
I've not seen them.
They haven't been back, have they?
I've not seen them. Maybe that's a once a homestand thing. You know, like the Wolfpack would show up when Randy would pitch. Out to shallow left field. Freddie Galvis will call off Maikel Franco and make the catch. Side is retired. No runs, one hit, one man left over at third. Middle of the sixth inning, the Phillies trail the Marlins by 4. .com. Buy Xfinity. Xfinity X1 will change the way you experience TV. And by WB Mason. You can't go wrong when you buy right. Bottom of the 6th inning. Marlins 6, Phillies 2. I have to admit, I haven't seen this year folks up here in the press box getting more of a kick out of seeing Chewbacca before the start of today's ball game. Partly because he's 8 feet taller than Ben Davis, who's 8 feet taller than everybody else.
It was the most lifelike costume I've ever seen. It gave me the willies. I'm not going to lie to you.
It was great.
Because the eyes, they were, whoever was inside that, it was his eyes. And they would move, and
that wasn't a real Wookiee. I mean, Ben's 6'5", I'm 6'2".
we were seated at the time.
But still. Andres Blanco takes outside. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. Big feller. Fly ball to left field, and Yelich started back. Now will come in a step or two, puts it away. That's 5 in a row retired by Kohler. You know, we showed that graphic at the start of the ball game, just his numbers against the Phillies compared to everybody else. It's pretty drastic, and
yes,
it does happen. There are hitters that are good against one team or two teams, but not against everybody else. There are pitchers that dominate one team and struggle against everybody else. It's a confidence thing, and it's a style thing also. I mean, there's just certain pitchers, they have a specific style that works against a specific team.
And he hasn't changed his MO in these couple starts that he's had against the Phils this year.
I think the one thing that stands out tonight, I think even more so than last time we saw him, is that he's getting early outs.
Yes. I mean, the numbers don't lie. The 52 walks and 100 innings pitched coming into tonight's ball game. 52 walks.
That's a big whip. Odubel tried to check his swing. Laz says he did over at third base. Laz Diaz. Odubel's 0 for 2. His average has dropped about 23 points over the last 3 weeks. Something will make it turn back. Fly ball to center field. Marcelo Zuna will casually go over to put it away for the second out.
Better swing there. Better swing. Went down and got it. Stayed on it. Stayed through it. It's a little bit off the end, but I'll take that swing as opposed to the swing we discussed his last at bat. How much do you think Chewy would spend on hair products?
I don't think that
That
much, to be honest with you.
I'm saying if he has to go out somewhere, wants to style it up a little bit.
I don't know if he'll try to style it up. I think a
Take
lake or a pond or something, a body of water will just take care of it just fine. 3-0 to Peter Borges. Borges reached on an error his last time up. Phillies have 1 hit tonight. That's the home run by Ryan Howard. And Borges draws a walk, so first walk of the night issued by Kohler. And it'll bring Franco to the plate. Franco is 0 for 2. He's grounded out to third. He's popped out to third.
You got 2 out, 2-run homer in the 4th. Wouldn't mind seeing that again.
Yeah, this game is not out of reach by any stretch. But life does get tougher when you get to the back end of the bullpen. There's a big guy enjoying a game tonight. At least he was up until a second ago.
Give me that binky back, would you, Mom?
Juan Nieves is going to run out. He must have saw something that he didn't like, and it's partly because he walked Borges, and now he's fallen behind 2-0 to Franco.
Well, he probably didn't like the 1-0 curveball that he just threw Michael. 2 outs in the 6th here. 4-run lead. Yeah, you don't want to just groove a fastball, but the command of his fastball has been pretty good tonight. Trust it. Goes with a slider there. That is one thing that we've seen since the break, is that return of the bigger swing, I guess you could say, for Michael. And going into the break, he wasn't doing that. The swing where he'd always have to adjust his helmet after every swing. But this homestand after the break, he's done that quite a number of times.
Swing and a miss. He strikes him out to wrap up the bottom of the 6th inning. A frustrating night for the Phillies offensively. They have just 1 hit against Tom Kohler, and they leave 1 here in the 6th. Time now for your Delaware Valley Honda dealers game summary on Star Wars night. The Phillies trail at 6-2. Ryan Howard has the 2 RBIs and the only hit, his 40th career home run against the Marlins. That ties him for the major league record against the Fish. Ties him with Chipper Jones. Jared Eichhoff, well, he had a rough night tonight with his command. Allowed 9 hits before he was lifted after 5. We start the 7th. Andrew Bailey pitches again and delivers a strike to Christian Yelich. Inside and low, and it's 1-1. Sharply past Lenny Harris, and it's 1-2. Man could get some pitch hits, couldn't he?
Oh.
Swing and a miss. He went up the zone, and Yelich is down on strikes. 1 out here in the 7th. Let's check in with Greg Murphy. Murph.
All right, thank you very much, Tom. Well, what a day this afternoon. The Phillies teaming up with the Girl Scouts of Eastern PA for what I would imagine was a very good time. It was the Women in Sports Career Fair for the Girl Scouts, and of course the Phillies have so many women in so many interesting positions across the front office, and here in game day employees, Bonnie Clark, and Vice President of Communications was part of it, Kathy Killian, Chris Long, and Carolyn DiGiuseppe, who's the General Manager of Facilities for the entire ballpark, and Pam Hall as well. About 150 Girl Scouts and their leaders were involved in the career fair today. They got a pregame tour. They got to ask some questions of the women, and also are here enjoying the game as well. So a great event between the Phillies and the Girl Scouts of Eastern PA, guys.
You know, there's several things the Phillies have done over the last several years, whether it be Baseball 101 or this program in particular, that is geared toward the young ladies in the audience. And I think it's a great opportunity to see not only that this game is for everybody on every level, but also to give some insight on how to get to that level.
Yes.
So very, very successful women in the Phillies organization.
Yes. One thing the Phillies have always done so well, they just involve everybody. Everybody. Groups and charities and all walks of life. But that was a good event. Very nice event.
Derek Dietrich now up with 2 outs, and Dietrich takes high. Tied him up inside, and he fouls it into the Phillies dugout. 2-2. Gotta give Dietrich a lot of credit for what he's been able to do filling in for Dee Gordon. Guy could always hit, but he has done more than you would expect a backup to do, filling in for a guy that won a batting title.
Seriously, Dee Gordon not able to play. Now what are we going to do? You know, that's what the Marlins were thinking, and he's filled in admirably. I don't think he's going to win a Gold Glove at second base, but gets the job done.
So it certainly doesn't have to. Little floater outside down the right field line, and it's going to drop in for a base hit. And Dietrich on his way to second, and he'll get there. So he has 3 hits tonight. Time now for our Jeep Stump the Fans trivia quiz answer. Who was the first player to go from expansion draft to the World Series with the same team?
I don't know why the name Chuck Carr came on my mind.
Chuck E.
but
Carr.
That was not my answer.
Chuck E. Carr is not correct.
Jeff
Ben.
Conine.
Log back on to Phillies.com to find out if you're the winner of a Phillies prize pack. And congratulations to the Davis family for getting that correct.
Can I be honest with you?
Yeah, please be honest with me.
That was a complete guess. Honesty's the best policy, Tom.
Two balls and no strikes.
You're in disbelief.
Total disbelief.
Jeff Conine used the heaviest bat.
That would not lead you to the right answer, though.
No, but when I think of Jeff Conine, I think of that big 271. It's like a 34-35. It's heavy.
2-1 to Chris Johnson. Man has 2 phones. There's no reason to think that he couldn't get the answer from somebody.
Who else would you have thought?
For that answer?
Yeah.
Well, I would have thought Jeff Conine.
Why wouldn't you think Jeff Conine?
Yeah.
So why is it okay for you to think it, but not for me to think it? That's where
That's
I'm,
a good point.
You know?
I wouldn't have thought it right off the bat, though.
I didn't think it right off the bat.
Mm-hmm.
But then I'm thinking, I don't think Chuck Carr was on that World Championship team.
Swing and a miss. It's 2-2. Murph, we buying this one?
I'm not, but
Wow. I guess I'll take this tie off now that I wore just for you, Murph.
Bailey's ready in the 2-2 pitch. Foul down the right field line.
Try and be nice to a co-worker. Wore my nice green tie with the shamrocks on. I said, "This is for you, Murph."
and I am appreciative. Thank you, Ben.
Excellent tie.
Yeah.
You wore it well, for sure.
And he doesn't
No,
really
I-
believe me.
I believe you. I've never known you to be untruthful when it comes to the Jeep Stump the Fans. So.
Thanks, Murph.
You're welcome. You buying that, Tom?
No, not even a little bit.
Need a bigger shovel, aren't we?
Yeah. What we need is for the internet to get knocked down for a few innings each night. Or cellular service. Franco will let that one go foul. And it remains 2 balls and 2 strikes. Bailey trying to keep this game at a 4-run deficit for the Phils. They'll have Howard, Rupp, and Ashe. Swing and a miss. He got him to go after a breaking ball. And that's the second strikeout of the inning for Andrew Bailey. 2 scoreless for Andrew. Boy, he needed that. He allowed 2 hits during his time. Time to stretch here in Philadelphia. Saw him at an event before the start of today's ball game. Whether he wanted to or not, we forced him to take a photo with us. Well, the Los Angeles Dodgers will be here at Philadelphia for a 3-game series beginning Tuesday, August 16th. All 3 games are at 7:05. And the final game of the series will feature a post-game concert with country music star Chase Rice. Tickets can be purchased by going to Phillies.com. Chase Utley, you get a chance to see him in a Dodgers uniform. We will actually be broadcasting from out in the stands during one of those games. Stay tuned for more details on that. That is the location where the guy in the purple shirt is and the green Phillies t-shirt. Right on the foot of Harry the K's. We might be over a little bit. Daniel Stumpf is warming up in the bullpen. If you've ever get up there to watch any minute of a Phillies game, it's a great view with great food. Not that that affects us at all.
Not that we would partake in any of it either.
No. Ryan Howard will lead it off. He homered his last time up. 2-run shot. That is the only hit for the Phillies in this game against Tom Kohler. Howard's hit the ball hard twice tonight. And he's down 0-2. Here it is.
Tries to get it in. Ends up out over the plate, and he smokes it out to left field. As Ryan Howard for the only 2 runs thus far and the only hit for the Phillies.
Kohler's only at 74 pitches. And we are just starting this 7th inning. Pulled foul. Three away from the great Rocky Colavito for Ryan Howard. He's got his sights set on Carlton Fisk and maybe even Norm Cash and Jeff Kent. 14 home runs this year for Howard. It's going to be hard for him to get that average up over 200, but it's not out of the question for him to reach 20 home runs again, even with his limited playing time. Swing and a miss, and there is 1 out. So Howard is down swinging. Derek Gunn and Zach Berman get you ready for the opening of Eagles training camp. Plus, we'll reveal the 2nd most influential Eagle going into the 2016 season. Watch Quick Slants tomorrow at 6 right here on CSN. Off the end of the bat foul. It's 0-1. Rupp has grounded out to shortstop twice. Out to right field. Ichiro has room on it, and a few steps from the track puts it away. Ball is just toward the end of the bat of Cameron Rupp. Cody Ashley's now coming up. He's 0 for 2. On the Toyota Major League scoreboard, Matt Joyce, a 3-run home run, his 9th of the year, has given the Pirates a 5-3 lead over the Brewers. There was a big buzz out in Pittsburgh because Jonathan Lucroy was not in the starting lineup for the Brewers. But Craig Counsell said it was a design day off.
So he's not going to Cleveland.
At least not tonight. I think he is a steal.
I do too.
For anybody. And I mean that because, I mean, not only because of what he does from a playing standpoint, but from a financial burden.
Yeah.
He's not a huge financial burden for the next 2 years.
No.
Particularly with his production.
Yeah, I think this year he's only at $5 million. I'd say only, but.
And next year it's 9.
Yeah.
1 ball and 1 strike to Ashe with 2 outs. That ball's pulled to right field. Ichiro's going back again toward the end of the bat. And the side is retired. This ties Kohler's season high in innings pitched. He has 7 innings of 1-hit baseball. He's allowed 2 runs. Visit your local Toyota dealer or buy at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places. Buy McDonald's. Stop by McDonald's today and enjoy the new McPick 2 for $2.50 menu. I'm loving it. And buy your local Ford stores. On Star Wars night, what do you do with the menacing stormtroopers? You get them to do a little YMCA. That'll loosen them up. That is a universal song, of course.
Of course it is.
Daniel Stump takes over. And Jeff Mathis will be the first guy he'll face. There's Chewy. That's our guy.
All 7'2" of him.
Boy, I'll tell you, he can glide at that size, can't he? Solid outing by Andrew Bailey tonight. You mentioned that he needed it. Stump delivers a strike, 3-0. It's 3 balls and 1 strike. Stump a 9 ERA in limited time. Just getting back off Major League Baseball suspended list. 3-2.
I would assume he'd get the last 2 innings here. Do you think so? Depending,
Stump?
obviously,
Yeah, I would
on
think
how
so.
it goes.
I would think so. I mean, they have to keep it at a 4-run deficit.
Yeah.
So a lot of it will depend on if he's throwing strikes or not. Liner to center field. Herrera got a good jump, but he ran in too far. Over his head. And Mathis is thinking 3, and he's lumbering his way to third base, and he will get there standing. Well, this has been a terrible performance by the Phillies tonight on so many levels. That was just a misjudged fly ball.
And he comes running in on this ball like,
I got it, I got it.
He's going to be camped, and that ball just takes off. Saw it happen to Cody Ashe back in the second inning on the ball from Ozuna.
So here's Echeverria, who is 2 for 3. He's lined out, doubled, and singled. 0-1 to him. Fly ball, shallow center. Odubel says he has it. Mathis is not going to test his arm. Good job by Herrera to get to that ball and get it in quickly.
He broke back on that one as well. See Odubel shaking his head there. He's not getting the reads off the bat.
Well, Kohler is going to bat here in the top of the 8th inning. Why not? His pitch count is at a very manageable number. He is 0 for 2 with the sacrifice.
Kohler just 83 pitches.
Phillies thought maybe there would be a squeeze. I think it's hard to squeeze with Mathis because he really is slow. But a lot of it depends on what his secondary lead is. He bunts at it and foul. That would have been of the safety squeeze variety.
Hard for a safety squeeze with infield in.
I would think it is. I'm not even sure if that was a safety squeeze effort right there.
Might be better off just screwing around trying to chop at it and hit it over one of the infielders' heads.
I still think, though, if he gets the bunt down, well, it's not going to matter because he's not going to do it now. If he had gotten the bunt down, let's say over to the first base side,
right,
and Mathis gets good secondary lead, I still think he can do it, but not the way he was squaring those last 2 times. And a line drive base hit it to left field. That'll get a run home. Well, Kohler has his 3rd hit of the year. It's an RBI to make it 7-2 Marlins. Well, a little luck is involved for Jeff Mathis to pick up his first triple of the year. And now Suzuki's coming up for the 5th time tonight. He's 1 for 4. Ground ball, base hit it to right field. Kohler will stop at second, and for Ichiro, his second hit of the night, and that leaves him 4 hits shy of 3,000 in his major league career. I mean, all eyes from Japan are going to be on him. They already are. He has a bunch of the same reporters and photographers that were with him in Seattle that are still with him here in Miami, and they've saved that baseball too, as he's closing in on becoming the first Japanese-born ball player to have 3,000 hits in the major leagues.
Slider there by Daniel Stumpf, and he hooks it in that hole. You're right. They're all the same reporters.
All the same.
I used to see these guys in the clubhouse every day.
Now there were more, right?
Yes.
But there's still a pretty good amount.
There's a lot still.
I mean, Hideki Matsui was a wonderful player from Japan. Hideo Nomo was a wonderful pitcher. But the best ever is the guy that's at first base right now. Prado bloops it into left field. Kohler's just going to stop at third. Paredes, who came on as part of the double switch, will get the throw in. So still 1 out, and now the bases are loaded. I mean, Christian Yelich is coming up. Bob McClure heading out. Let's stay on Ichiro for a minute. I mean, you've known him for a long time. Does he understand the impact that he has always had and will have even now in Japan for what he's been able to accomplish?
He does, and I mean, he's the best thing ever to come out of Japan athletically. I mean, he is. That's the bottom line. He is, and he's. What I like about it is he hasn't changed since day one. I walked in there today, and because I'm not going on this next road trip, so I went in there. I just wanted to wish him luck. They have a 10-game homestand.
Right.
You know, with these 2 hits.
Oh, he's in prime real estate right
exactly.
now.
So he's going to be able to do it at home in front of the home fans, and I just wanted to wish him luck and you know, tell him how fun it was to play with him and what he has meant to Major League Baseball since his arrival. And he gets it. Believe me, he gets it.
Well, he's been a marketing tool since he was in Japan. That's why his first name is on the back of his jersey. Bases loaded. Yelich takes a strike, 0-1.
They always said he was the Michael Jordan of Japan. I actually think he might be
even bigger.
Even bigger.
Well, you imagine whether he retires this year or next year, 5, 6, 7 years down the road when he's inducted into the Hall of Fame, what Cooperstown is going to be like.
Oh.
And to do it the way he's doing it here this season, hitting .343.
I mean, it's not likely he's 43 years old. But I asked him one day in the club. I mean, he's just so talented, but he's still in such great shape. I asked him back when we played together, how long do you want to play? And he said, till I'm 50. I mean,
well, he played all those years with Jamie, so he probably learned something from him.
I know Murph did that hit on him earlier with the hits, but do yourself a favor and Google his numbers throughout the years. It is.
Yelich takes outside, 2-2. Yelich is down swinging, so 2 outs. And Marcell Ozuna is next up. Ozuna is 2 for 4 with a run scored tonight. Boy, that's a big swing by Ozuna.
He's played every day, has Ichiro, and is pretty much. I mean, if he was at the ballpark, he was playing. But for instance, in 2004, played in 161 games. He had 762 plate appearances, 704 at bats. He only walked 49 times.
Doesn't that surprise you, though, when you think about Ichiro, that he doesn't walk that much?
No, he puts the ball in play and he just gets hits. 704 at bats, official at bats.
Up high, 1-2. Alex Rodriguez was the last player to reach 3,000 hits. I think Craig Biggio was the last non-Yankee to get 3,000 hits in the big leagues. And a line drive base hit it to center field for Ozuna. 1 run is in. Ichiro's rounding third, heading for home. He'll score. A 2-run single for Ozuna. He has 3 hits tonight. That is 16 hits tonight for the Marlins. It's 9-2 Miami.
$16 hits. That is. And not too many cheapies either.
Right, Howard in foul territory should be able to take care of this. Now the inning is over. 8 men come to bat in the inning. She's still a little wide-eyed, hoping for a little offense. Hey, 7-run lead for the Marlins. The ballpark will receive the Wall of Fame Fathead. Compliments of Toyota. There it is right there. Make your plans, order your tickets, go to Phillies.com. It's all part of Alumni Weekend, August 12th, 13th, and 14th. Freddie Galvis is going to lead it off against Tom Kohler. in this 9-2 Marlins lead. Hey, we're getting to crunch time here. The Marlins win tonight. They're within 3.5 of the Washington Nationals.
Like you said it, though, they need to drastically improve upon how they play against the Nats and the Mets.
First pitch to Freddie Galvis is low. Should say 4.5 because they lost last night. 4.5, but still 4.5 within Washington. They're 5 out right now. But the East has been problematic. Freddie Galvis bounces it foul. Galvis tonight is 0 for 2. He's grounded out and he is struck out. Phillies have 1 hit. It's the home run by Ryan Howard. They were 1 hit on Sunday against Jacob deGrom.
You look at that line on the scoreboard, it looks odd. 9-16-1 for the Fish, 2-1-2 for the Phillies.
Yeah, we're calling New York with the Phillies. 2-1-2.
Man.
Marlins pitcher has thrown 87 pitches. Phillies pitchers 158. 3-2. Urania is warming up in the bullpen right now for the Marlins. Now this is his side day, so maybe they held him to make sure Kohler would get deep into this game, or maybe he is warming up to possibly come in. Freddie Galvis punches it foul. It remains 3-2. 2 3-ball counts for Tom Kohler.
Pretty close to us there, Tom.
Jose Fernandez giving Brian Schneider some insistence. That one's hit well out to center field. Ozuna's on the run. It is gone. A solo home run for Freddie Galvis. It's a 9-3 ball game. Both hits tonight, home runs for the Phils.
Good looking swing there by Freddie. Love to see players not give away at bats in ball games like this, and that's what Freddie did not do. Got off a bunch of pitches, really got one he could do some damage with, and that is a bullet to dead central. Pretty swing. A pretty swing. And Freddie's not that big in stature, but be able to go in a line to dead center like that.
Here's Paredes, check swing, and a foul ball. I think Paredes may have hit that twice.
Come on, Jimmy, work it out here.
Not getting cheated. Last batter.
I think if he gets him out, I'll keep him in. Swing and a miss, and 1 out. Paredes is down swinging. And Andres Blanco will get a chance to bat for the second time.
Big overhand curveball. Very tight rotation on that.
Blanco flied to the track in left field his first time, and his only time up. He is 0 for 1. Blanco went on that. It's 1-1. Mathis tried to steal that one.
Kohler wanted it. Thought it was down.
I thought it was down too. You know, as a catcher, you know as well as anybody, you do try to frame as many pitches as you can. There's an art to it too, isn't there?
There is. And you know, framing is a term that everyone likes to use. I like to just use the word presenting the pitch. I know framing is a lot easier to say, but I mean, sometimes you look at catchers and they try and pull a pitch back. That just does no good. If it's a ball, catch it and throw it back. When I say presenting the pitch, if you think a pitch is going to be low, try and reach out a little bit farther and catch it just a bit higher. Or if you know a curveball is going to be high or has a chance to be high, see if you can let that thing go, 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 catch it as deep as you can.
Grounders, shortstop Echeverria is up with it. And now 2 outs here in the 8th inning. Well, we've been waiting to get updated on what's going on around baseball. Here is Greg Murphy.
Here is your chance. It is the greater coverage of baseball presented by T-Mobile. You guys mentioned earlier Steven Strasburg and the Washington Nationals beaten by the Los Angeles Dodgers today 6-3. Justin Turner, 2 home runs in that game, both off of Strasburg, and it's the first blemish on his record all year. The right-hander now 13-1 on the season for Washington. Kansas City Royals, well, they got the presidential treatment today at the White House, and President Obama honoring them in the East Room of the White House today, where a chant of "Let's Go Royals" broke out, apparently. A big celebration, about a half hour long for the champs from last year, so everyone very excited about that. And also, I thought this was an interesting note, guys. The Commissioner of Baseball, Rob Manfred, coming out today and saying that Major League Baseball is considering, for time purposes, limiting the amount of relievers that can come into a baseball game. Now, it's in its early stages, but he did say that it is possible and it is something they're talking about. Right now, the average number of relievers in a game is 6.1. So basically 3 relievers for each team in a 9-inning game. It used to be just 10 years ago, 5.1, so it's up a full pitcher at this point. And he said, yeah, they're talking about it, whether or not they limit how many times a coach can go to the mound or how many guys they can bring in during a game. It certainly would change the game, but it is being discussed.
I'm all for speeding up the game, but I can't see that being a way to speed it. I think you can speed it up that way, but I don't think that's the way to do it.
No.
I mean, Odubel takes a strike. It's 2-2. All right, so you want to know how to speed it up? Odubel staying in the box, get Kohler up on the mound, get him to throw the ball. I mean, make him, enforce the rules on the hitters getting in the box and the pitchers not leaving the mound. That's one way to do it.
All for it.
Over the mound, Echeverria charges from the second base bag, throws out Odubel. And after the home run by Freddie Galvis, Kohler's able to get the next 3 hitters. We've completed 8, on to the 9th. Marlins, 3 runs on 2 hits, both hits home runs for the Phils. We go to the top of the 9th inning. Kohler in the dugout talking to Tim Wallach. He probably wants to try to finish this game. I doubt he's going to, but we'll see. Time for the Marlins to bat here in the top of the 9th inning. Every time the Phillies pitchers retire the opposition, 1, 2, 3. Comcast will make a contribution to Phillies charities. Phillies baseball is brought to you by Xfinity. Xfinity X1 will change the way you experience TV. We will find out soon enough whether Kohler is done or not. He is due to bat 4th in this inning. So we might get an inkling on who is coming out in the on deck circle. Juan Nieves is talking to Kohler in the dugout. It's almost as if he's done just by that conversation.
There's no way he's going back out.
Mike Dunn is warming up in the pen. Speculation is over. He is done. 1-2 to Chris Johnson.
Johnny Snow talking to him.
Two balls and 2 strikes. Where was Juan Nieves with you? Was there a spot you had him?
The White Sox. He was AAA. The White Sox.
Pitching coach?
Yes.
Johnson swings and misses that one.
Great guy.
So Daniel Stumpf gets the first out here in the 9th.
I talked to him. I told him how much I loved Jose Fernandez and what he did the other night. He said, I've seen him way better. He flat out said, "I've seen him way better."
Way better than 14 strikeouts.
Yeah.
Huh? Well, I guess partly because he was down 2-0.
He said sometimes he has the tendency to, when he faces the Nats, you know,
Get revved up too much.
he gets revved up too much. He just, and that's tough when you're that young, 23 years old, and you want to prove how good you are. You know, they're quote unquote the elite in the league. So he just gets too amped.
Freddie Galvis waits on the big hop from Mathis. And now with 2 outs, Echeverria will bat. Miguel Rojas is out in the on-deck circle. Echeverria is 2 for 4. He's doubled. He's also singled tonight. There's Rojas. And it's 1-0. Freddie Galvis backhands from a knee quickly over to first.
Nice play.
Yeah, that was smooth. Very athletic by Freddie Galvis. So 1-2-3. Top of the 9th inning. Last chance for the Phillies. It'll have to go against the bullpen of the Marlins. Mike Dunn is coming in. It's time now for our WB Mason deliveries of the game. So it turns out the 4-run 4th inning is still the big inning for the Marlins.
It was. Yelich gets it started here with an opposite field home run. Ozuna would follow with a double, but Johnson with a double of his own down the line. That scores Dietrich along with Ozuna. Echeverria goes down and gets it, shoots the ball out to right center for another double. Swung the bats well. It's 4-run 4th inning.
All extra base hits in that inning.
All extra base hits, and they are your WB Mason deliveries of the game.
9 runs on 16 hits for the Marlins. Rojas will stay in the ball or come in the ball game to play third base for the Marlins. Prado is out. Rojas will bat second. Dunn will bat 9th. Dunn is 2-1 with an ERA of 3.45. Looks so different without the goatee. Doesn't look as fierce.
Reminds me of a teammate I used to play with in Seattle, Doug Creek. Remember Doug Creek?
I remember the name. I don't remember.
Left-handed pitcher.
Yeah, I remember the name.
Same type deal. Shaved his head. Big goatee.
Peter Borges takes a fastball and it's 0-1. Ball and 1 strike to Borges. Well, this has not turned out to be the kind of homestand the Phillies had hoped to open the second half with. They lost 2 of 3 to the Mets. They've lost 2 of 3 to the Marlins. They're on the verge of losing their 3rd game in this series to the Marlins. They'll hit the road where their record is 21-25, and they'll turn to Zach Eflin. Tomorrow night he'll be opposed by Garrett Cole. It certainly doesn't get easier. Now it's 2-2. Borges, Franco, and Howard here in the bottom of the 9th inning.
Did you pack last night or this morning?
I did a gradual packing over the last couple of days. Mostly, though, I threw everything in the bag today.
You had the shirt schedule out early.
I did. I thought I would get a jump on it. I did not, though. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Borges. And a line drive base hit it to right center field. So Peters aboard to start the 9th inning. And that'll bring Michael Franco to the plate.
Those watching at home, Tom is the one. You wonder those nice golf shirts that we have. Tom is the one who
I bought them all.
Sets the schedule. Sometimes there are some discrepancies as to the color.
Colors are always the issue. I could not find the red golf shirt with the red P today. Could not find it for the life of me.
Still MIA.
That ball's hit well out toward left field. Yelich going back. He's got room, and he'll make the catch. A couple of them in this homestand that Mike Kell has hit toward the warning track or to the wall. And Ryan Howard's coming up. It is no longer MIA, but I can't say that the clothes that it was washed with are the same color they were when they went into the wash. Somehow it slipped in with the whites. But it is clean.
That's all that matters.
And I left, so whatever's there is somebody else's issue.
Hang with them.
Howard homered his 2nd time up tonight, opposite way. He's 1 for 3. Howard hooks it toward right. Ichiro's going back. He's got room too. And he makes the catch for the 2nd out. So 2 balls to the track in this inning. But Borges is still over at first, and now Cameron Rupp will be the batter. Tomorrow night will be on NBC 10 at 7 o'clock. Phillies and the Pirates, 3-game series. Phillies pregame live. We'll get it all started at 6:30. Now that's here on CSN.
Can you send me a text? Remind me it's on NBC 10.
I will.
Thanks.
Borges goes. Rupp takes low. Defensive indifference and a runner at second base. And the Phillies down to their final strike. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Popped him up, and that should do it. Mathis off with the mask, tosses it aside, nearly steps on it, and the ball game is over. And the Marlins have taken 3 of 4 from the Phillies in this series. It's the first time the Marlins have won a series of 4 or more games in Philadelphia. How about that?
Wow.
Ichiro had himself a nice night. He's a few hits closer to 3,000 for his career. But our Chevrolet player of the game is not an offensive player, although he did have an RBI, and that's Tom Kohler.
Well, this season 0-1 with a 1.93 ERA against the Phillies. You're going to see that come down today with just the 1 earned run in 8 innings. He had them all working tonight. Not too many change-ups, but the curveball, the overhand 12